Have you ever been told that if you're a marketer, you should really learn how to market yourself more effectively? Well, if you are in marketing, communications, PR, events, if you are an advertising professional, this video is for you. So welcome everybody. Welcome. Hello. The Tea Yogi. Tea, love it. Yoga, love it. So we're aligned. So excited here. So I wanted to just talk about the job search. I wanted to talk about marketing. I wanted to talk about selling yourself. And I want to really just kind of like put this magnifying glass on this idea that it's really, really hard. This idea that it's really, really vulnerable. This idea that it's something that feels so uncomfortable for so many people. I want to let the cat out of the bag right now. I know that there are so many marketing professionals who right now are having maybe 20 tabs open on their laptop with job descriptions that they're looking at, and they're wondering to themselves, can I really do that job? Is that the right job title? That company, is it going to be just more of the same? I mean, there's so many things going on in your mind that what ends up happening for you and a lot of people is that you'll have all these things open, you'll read through them, you'll feel like you did put an effort in your job search, but then you won't actually apply to anything. So if you really think about it, I want you to really time yourself. How much time do you spend thinking about searching for a job and applying versus actually talking to people who can make a decision and give you an opportunity on the spot if they really, really like you? What's the ratio for you there? If you're like a lot of the people that I've supported in the past, and I'm talking about people that you would have no idea have the same insecurities as yourself, then I would say the ratio tends to be about 90-10. That's how they all start in the very beginning. And the problem is that you're almost working yourself up and psyching yourself out of taking real steps that are meaningful towards a goal that you can achieve in a way shorter period of time than you feel like you need. So what does that end up meaning? When you think about it, let's imagine that you are spending 5 days out of a 7-day sort of landscape or canvas, really worried. You're in worried mode. Hello there. So let's say you're in worry mode. And because you're so worried, you then approach your resume, let's say, with that worry. You then approach LinkedIn, looking at the tool, looking at the solutions, the options or whatever from a worry perspective. And what ends up happening is that you'll start to overthink every single word that you put on paper, in an email, in some sort of retweet, whatever. And then you'll exhaust yourself. And so it's a bit of a cycle, right? So it's okay, here I am mustering up the energy and really doing my very, very best to be courageous and bold, apply for this opportunity. And then I get there, I'm exhausted when I'm at that finish line, quote unquote. And then I'm putting whatever I can out there. And oh my God, they're not reaching out to me because I put whatever I put out there. And then again, we go into this cycle of, do they really want me? Is there anywhere that I belong? Should I be applying for these jobs? Am I kind of going for things that are beyond my reach? So there's a lot of self-doubt out there, right? And there's a lot of, just stagnation pertaining to a job search that can go way faster if you didn't have all that self-doubt, or if you didn't feel insecure, or you didn't feel like you had to cover anything up. Because a lot of times that's really what I've witnessed. And this has been across 10 years. A lot of times job candidates go up to a scenario and they feel kind of like they have to hide all of their mistakes, their poor career choices, their, haphazard conversations with old bosses. And it's this hiding thing, right? It's oh, are they going to see that I'm this age? Are they going to see that I took time off? Are they going to see that I, was a job hopper in 1998 or something? And that's wasted energy because you want to be focused on your future. You want to be focused on like what's ahead of you. You want to be focused on how much money you can make an organization. You want to be focused on how much money you should be getting paid in terms of compensation for your talents and skills. Focus on the right things. And once you start focusing on the right things, then that is when you actually make some major progress. That's actually when you start seeing and noticing that, oh my God, people are responding to me. Wow, I actually got a reaction. Oh my goodness, someone endorsed me for a particular skill. Wow, my reference called me back and said, I actually had a conversation and I mentioned your name. So things start happening in your favor only if you are approaching the entirety of your job search with a sense of optimism. Optimism. So here's where I stand on optimism, and this is coming from the perspective of someone who was born and bred in New York, someone whose mom and dad were born and bred in New York. So I'm physically based in Australia. However, my take on optimism is the following. You have a choice in terms of how you approach anything in life. It could be the hardest thing in the universe. You could be going through a really tough time, right? And you have a choice in how you're going to approach that particular moment. You can either consider the fact that, shit hit the fan and it's gonna go down really, really quick. And that could be one way that you approach that scenario. Another way is like, you know what? This is working in my favor and I'm gonna figure out where the silver lining is, and I'm gonna really, really just like pray that some sort of solution is going to arrive, right? So you have a choice in terms of the way that you approach anything, including your job search. So here's what I will ask for you to do right now. I want you to just think about this last week. So we're coming to an ending point. So Monday happened, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday happened, right? From my perspective, Friday's happening right now. And so you want to really, really key in. How did you feel these last few days? Did you feel hopeful? Did you feel like crap? Did you feel not seen? Did you feel like you don't belong anywhere? Did you feel like you were undervaluing yourself? Did you feel exhausted or burnt out and tired or completely disillusioned with everything pertaining to your career? If that's how you felt, then I want to invite you to a free consultation with me. Just go to melissalarena.com/sessions with an S. This is for marketing professionals, communications, PR, events, people and agencies as well, anywhere around the world, right? So go ahead, book your time with me. That is a free session. So here's the promise that I would love for you to make that is pretty important. If you book a time on my calendar, show up as the real you. We're talking the real person who's truly, truly, truly either excited or generally interested in a role in marketing and who's actually looking for a job right now. So it's never my job or any other coach to be trying to get you to want to work, like at all, ever. But it's important that you come to the table with like an honest perspective about what you've been going through the last 7 days, let's say, right? Because only from that point can I tell you how I can help you. So if you've had a joyride throughout a job search, then my God, keep having that joyride. And do me a favor, please tell someone like your neighbor that the joyride is possible in a job search. So that's for you. But if you haven't been having a joyride in your job search, then I definitely think that a lot of what has to change in the approach is the attitude and the feeling that you have towards every single thing that either must get done or, and you might not know this because you might be really thinking about the job search traditionally, or essentially there are some things that you're doing that are not really going to give you the bang for your buck that you think they might give you, but are only making you feel like you're making progress. So there is some busy work that I've been noticing in the job market right now, especially for marketers or advertising agency professionals, that is unnecessary. And honestly, it's just like procrastinating because it's hard to have the really meaty and meaningful conversations pertaining to your career, the value that you bring and the choices that you have made, that at this day and age, you've got to stand by. Like if you took maternity leave or if you stepped out of the workforce for X period of time, that was your choice. Stand by it. Be okay with it. It is no one's business as to why you decided to care for a sick parent or a sick child or for yourself. No one's business. It is your choice. Your career and the decisions you make for an employer, okay, that is part of their realm of responsibility and they get to say something about that. But pertaining to your personal life, sorry, buddy, it is off the table. So I want to be sure that you have some guidance, that you have the confidence you need to get back out there, land an opportunity where you can feel like you actually belong, where you have a say, where you can raise your hand, where you can make a move, where you can actually make an impact. That's the sort of coaching that I do. And I really specialize on marketing professionals or people who enjoy marketing because so many people have placed the bar on you way higher, right? Because the assumption is that, like, if you're going to market my product or my service, then you better do a really great job at marketing yourself. And if that falls flat, whether it's a Zoom interview or an in-person meeting, then that right there is going to be a disconnect, and it's going to be hard for an employer to feel confident enough to offer you the opportunity. So have an amazing day. If you're looking for an opportunity in marketing or advertising, communications, PR, events, call it what you may, essentially, you're trying to market some sort of product or service, then schedule that free session with me right now. melissalarena.com/sessions with an S. It is free, but the commitment is this. Book a time and show up as the real you with the real challenges that you have been facing and struggling with on your own for the last week. It's important to come clean to these conversations because then I could see where might you need my help. And I've helped people in every single industry all over the world for the last 10 years. So you'd be in very good hands. All right, I am off. Have the best Friday ever of your life for those of you here in Australia. For those in the US, have the best Thursday ever. Be sure that you treat yourself well, your family well, your employees well, your friends well, and have a good understanding that chances are whatever it is that you're thinking pertaining to your job search or anything that's uncertain in your life, there are a myriad of other people who are thinking the same thought. So in full transparency, let's help each other. Like, actually help each other. So go ahead, sign up today. melissalarena.com/sessions and have the best